Hey guys, welcome back to the Pruning Podcast. I'm your host, Ataya Smith, and welcome back, guys, for another episode. Everyone, welcome back, Shay and Bella on the podcast.
Hey, y'all.
Long time no see. We were just talking about how it's almost been like 6 months since y'all been on the podcast. How are y'all feeling?
We're feeling good.
We're excited. We're just coming on here to talk, and yeah, I know y'all miss y'all's favorites, so they're back. So yeah, guys. So I'm so happy to have y'all back. I don't know when's the last episode.
9 months ago. I went and
us
checked.
three. Us three was 9 months ago.
Us three,
oh wow, when was that?
Where
that was when we were in the other.
I know, but
it was the third podcast.
Oh wow, now we're on like episode 28.
Wow,
it's crazy work. It's been a long time.
Guys.
Yeah, she was ready. She came prepared. So they haven't answered this question because it's a fairly new question. I don't know if Shay maybe have answered. No, she has not answered this question either. They've never been back on the podcast since I've started asking this question. So the pruning podcast question is: what is one thing that God is currently pruning y'all on this season?
I'll go first. For me, it is being fully in the season that he has me in, because it's really easy to, like, God may be telling you like what you need to be doing, but you're so focused. You're like, I should be here. I should be there. I should be doing this. I'm not doing this. But it's like, if you're supposed to be doing that, God would have you doing that. So it's like being fully in the season that God has me in and doing that well. Not doing that, like not being in the season, but like mourning everything that I don't have instead of like doing all the things that he's given me and like doing that well. So
that's really good, Shay.
I think mine is just like stepping in my calling, because like Ataya says this all the time, like God won't wait on you. Like you're stepping into your calling. God's not like waiting on you. Like he could get Shay to do my calling, which is no hard feelings if I go do it in 10 years, but I could have done it a month ago. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, that's what my thing is, just making sure I'm doing everything in obedience and in the right way, and just stepping into what God needs me to step in.
Yeah, that's really good. And I feel like going back to what Shay said, I always tell people, I'm like, I read a quote one time that changed my perspective, is bloom in the season God has you in. Like, not just be stagnant, not just grow, not just survive, bloom. Like, God, what can I do, like, in this season to thrive? Because it's like, I'm in a different season. I'm in a dating season. So I'm ready for that marriage season. I'm ready for that family season. So how can I bloom where you have me? Because it's an intentional positioning that you have me in this season for a reason. And so I think that's really good. Y'all's pruning moments. So yeah, what are we talking about on this podcast?
Choose your heart, guys.
So today, Shay had reached out to me. Now, I don't want to say reached out, like we don't talk.
You guys, like, it's midnight, but I reached out to Tay.
No, literally. Shay was talking to me. She's like, and I have been wanting to, like, I've been like doing some resurfacing and just having like people who've been on the podcast back on the podcast because, people
there's growth within those 9 months.
Literally, and life happens. And so Shay had talked to me. It was like, Tay, like I really feel like God wants to talk about this, so can you just talk about that?
Yeah. So I went to her, and I felt like, well, the thing was choose your heart, because no matter what, like, it doesn't matter if you're in marriage season. It doesn't matter if you're in the dating season. It doesn't matter if you're having a baby. Like, no matter what, life is still gonna life. So y'all, so I went to Tay, and I was like, God gave me like this specific phrase. It was like, choose your heart. Because no matter what, like, you go through life is still gonna life. But like, you're always gonna have a choice of like, I'm either gonna choose my heart doing this, or I'm gonna choose my heart doing this, like this way. And so like basically, no matter what you go through, there's always gonna be a choice. And it's like, which one are you gonna pick? Are you gonna do it with God, or are you gonna do it without him?
And that's really good.
Because it's both hard.
That's really good. And so like, that's what we're gonna be talking about in this episode. So like So, like, where are we starting at? Like, I guess.
So okay. So I can tell y'all one thing that I'm. Okay. I can tell y'all one thing that's like been hard for me, I guess, that God's been pruning me on. Y'all just love the word pruning, but anyways, that God's been pruning me on is, I know it's like what I just said he's pruning me on this, but literally being
in the season
that he has me in, because you take a look around in your life and you're like, okay, I have friends that are dating, I have friends that are married, I have friends that are single, I have people that are going through parenthood. I have people that are starting businesses. I have all these things. And you start to look at your own life and you're like, well, what do I have?
Yeah.
Like, God, like, why are you forgetting about me?
Yeah.
Like, is there something wrong that I'm doing on my end? And so you start to, literally the saying of comparison is a thief of joy. Like, it literally is.
Yeah.
Because you start to compare yourself to everybody else, what everybody else has. And I feel like when you do that, you take away from what God has done for you. It's something I had to repent for, because it's like I'm taking away that God is so good. Like, I'm taking away all the things that he's done for me because I'm like, oh, I don't have this and I don't have that. And God, you didn't do this for me. And so my heart has been, I can choose my heart of, I can sit here and say all the things I don't have, or I can go through these hard seasons where I feel like, oh man, like, God, is my person gonna come? Or man, like am I gonna be successful in life? Because that's hard for me to sit by and just wait for God to come, but I can't. But I'm waiting well. Like, I'm waiting in the hard, but it's like I'm waiting with God. And if God is for you, then nobody can be against you. Yeah. And he only has plans for us to prosper, and that's going to give me hope. So it's like, I'm going to wait with God. I'm not going to wait and be like, with comparison and be like, oh my God, I don't have any of these things. Like, I'm just waiting. My time will never come. So it's like, choose your heart. Yeah. I'm going to choose my heart of waiting with God and believing that the only like best is yet to come.
Yeah.
So
that's really good. Bella?
Yeah, so like for me, has like, bro, this is just such a big part of my testimony. It's like my parents divorcing, because usually, like, I wasn't young when they divorced. Like, I obviously remember it and stuff, but so like choosing my heart is like, okay, God, like, I'm gonna sit here, and this is what I did for months. Okay, God, I'm gonna sit here and hate you forever. Like, I don't like you. Like, I'm so depressed. Whatever. And I'm choosing to live this way. While at the other end it's God. There's a saying, it's like where you water your grass, or what is
the
it?
grass isn't greener on the
grass
other side.
Where you water.
Yeah. That, and so so I'm watering the depression and all the anxiety and all the built up things, instead of watering my life with Jesus. Like, I'm sitting here and I'm cursing God out, and I'm isolating myself, and I'm just, like, I'm having panic attacks, and I'm just guarding my heart, a hard heart, instead of choosing life with Jesus. But now that I have looked on the other side, because there's always a pathway. Either you can go this way, you can go the other way. Obviously, there's a clear choice. You got tons of roses with Jesus, and you got one rose, like the flower thing with just by yourself, you know? So that was my thing, like, just making sure to choose Jesus. Like, because at the end of the day, if I don't have God, then what do I have really? Like, I really have nothing at all, because I'm supposed to surrender everything at the feet of Jesus, you know? So it's just a matter of choosing.
Yeah.
You want really Jesus, or you either want the hard life, you know?
Yeah.
And I'm not saying it's going to not be hard with Jesus, because that is a total lie. The seasons that God will put you through will only push you higher. Yeah. But if you're in a season of, I hate you, God, you're going to keep going backwards instead of persevering to keep going forward.
Yeah, that's really good. And, like, I heard Emma say on our other podcast, like, if you aren't, like, scared about where God's taking you, then, like, are you in the will of God? Are you obeying God? Because, like, we're never going to know God's plans for us. And so I feel like my heart has been just being content in the season of the unknown. Yeah. Because, I mean, I'm in a relationship, I have a podcast, I have all these things, but I'm still, like, in the unknown, And it's like, I, like Shay was saying, like, comparison truly is the thief of joy, because it's like, you can see, like, your relationship and start comparing it to everyone else's relationship. Like, it's like, okay, God, like, am I in the right season? Like, am I supposed to be getting engaged? Am I supposed to be getting married? Like, I thrive to have these things, and God's like, did you forget where I took you from singleness to this? Like, and it's like our hearts become slowly ungrateful, because we're comparing what we have to what everyone else has. And then it's like, okay, like, I feel like a lot of us, we can be like, okay, if I would have, like, made this decision sooner, if I would have started my relationship with God earlier, if I would have started this business earlier, I would be in a completely different place 10 years from now. And so then we can look at the past and start, like, regretting, like, what God has brought us through. And so I truly feel like I'm in the season of, like, letting go of that fear and, like, truly living fearlessly. Like, God, I trust you. Like, I surrender this to you. Like, if this is not from you, I don't want it. But I'm gonna be content and obey where you have me, and just trust that, like, I'm going to put you first in all aspects, my relationship, my podcast, my job, and every single thing I do, and you will direct my path. Like, if I'm not in the will of you, you will realign me because I'm following after you. And so I think that's really good. And I also feel like God's been teaching, like, the power of prayer, because I feel like prayer is like a lot of our last resorts instead of our first resorts. And so it's like, okay, God, like, I'm going through this thing, but I don't think you can, like, I don't think I can pray. I can't pray to you about this. Like, you can't handle this. Like, I have to handle this. And God's like, no, like, you're supposed to come to me in prayer first. Like, that should be our first response. Like, my relationship is going through it. Pray about it. Like, my friend, I don't have any friends. Are you praying about it? Are you asking God for that? And, like, you slowly get to, like God reveals those things to you. And, like, also, like, I've learned, like, the power of praying for other people. Like, for instance, like, in my relationship, I'm like, God, like, I just need him to be all these things, or I need you to shift these things. And, like, it's just, at first it came from a place of complaining of what he's not. But it's like, have you prayed for that person? Like, that person you're complaining about, have you prayed for what they're lacking? And it's like, what can I do to, like, replace those things? Because, like, a lot of us, we have these unrealistic expectations. Like, Pastor Wendy told me, she's like, okay, what fruits do you bring to the table? Because you're expecting these fruits out of them. What are your fruits? Like, what fruits of the Spirit do you have? What fruits of the Spirit are you lacking? And what fruits of the Spirit can you grow in? And it's like, okay, let's write down all the fruits of the Spirit. And, like, it's crazy because I'm wearing by their fruits. I don't even know. And so it's like, okay, God, like, I need to work on self-control. I need to work on how I respond to people. I need to work on gentleness. Help me be gentle. And, like, it's like when we slowly begin to, like, prune those things in us, then it's like you're not so focused on what this person is. And it's like, how can I be the best version to this person that I'm expecting out of them?
Yeah. And to pickle back, because y'all, not piggyback, pickleback. Here we go. But to pickle back off what you just said, I remember we were having a conversation, and it was kind of a common theme. We had heard a few messages about it or whatever, but I remember we were talking, and we were saying, it's that story in the Bible. It's talking about, don't throw a stone at somebody you can't throw at yourself first. Yeah. And so kind of going back to the whole thing of you saying, like, before I expect this from this person, like, let me hold myself to the same standard as well. And so, like, throwing, like, a stone at somebody else, like, before you throw it at yourself, I feel like that's something that's so common nowadays and something that we lack grace off of, because it's like, I expect you to do this, and this. Yeah. And I feel like, and it doesn't matter. It could be in a relationship of somebody, like, working for you. It could be in a relationship of relationship-wise, friendship. It's like, if you're expecting that friend, you better be that same friend right back. Yeah. You know?
Yeah. And then, like, also, I feel like God has also been, like, teaching us on, like, how to be disciples. Like, I don't think I seen how important it is how to be a disciple. And, like, I was just thinking about this the other day, like, because, you know, we're out. We all got stepped down together out of youth ministry. But it's like, I feel like we're still, like, here to make an impact on the next generation. And it's like, okay, God, what can we do to be, like, intentional with, like, girls our age or people our age? Because people are all, like, battling what they're going through. And, like, we're called to make disciples.
Absolutely.
And so it's like, okay, how can I be my best version to these people? Like, how can I show Jesus to people around me? How can I pour out Jesus to girls? And it could be the simple thing of, like, sharing light on social media. Like, we all post content. We all are on TikTok. And so it's like, that's, like, the nowadays is how people are getting reached through social media. And it's like, okay, like, how can I what can people relate to that will bring them back to Jesus? And truly just, like, being a light in a dark generation. Because right now it's dark. And, like, what y'all said, like, choosing your heart. And so I guess, like, can we talk about, like, how do you remain a grateful and steady heart whenever it's like, I mean, I'm still waiting on things too, but like I've waited like 15 years to be in a relationship, and I'm finally here. Thank you, Jesus. So it's like, how do you choose, like, how do you have that waiting heart? Because I know that waiting season was, like, the most vital season of my life. And until I got that right with God, until I got that season okie dokie okay with God, until I was like, okay, God, I don't need nobody. Then I'm like, okay, I don't need nobody. And so, like, how has that been, like, choosing your heart in that season and not to, like, compare yourself or, like, think of what you're lacking or just feeling like you're too late or stuff like that?
So for me, I'm gonna go first to, let's do, like, relationship as far as not being, like, then let's go to, like, business or whatever. She's the host, but I'm her best friend, so I can say this. So I will say, as far as relationship, so guys, I'm 22 years old. Okay, I'll be 23 this year. And I've only if we want to be technical, I've had 0 relationships. Okay, I've never been truly pursued the right kingdom way.
Yeah.
Okay, I've had situation, talking, whatever. That does not matter. Like it does not matter. Where in the Bible does it say situation?
Literally,
right. None of
literally.
that, okay? Don't even say dating. But anyways, so for me, for choosing my heart and how I'm like, okay, I'm staying single. So I'll be honest. It was actually not too long ago where I didn't realize it, but I wasn't okay with it just being me and Jesus.
Yeah.
And it came to the way how I recognized it was I was talking to this guy, and I didn't know what we were. Like, it was more of a still waiting to see. And that's when I realized, when I checked my phone so many times that day, I realized that I had then given him all that power to decide who I am.
Yeah.
If he likes me, then I am worthy enough of this relationships. If he likes me, if he thinks I'm beautiful, okay, then I'm beautiful.
Yeah.
And it's like, I gave him that much power, but I'm a daughter of the king. So it's like I lost all the confidence and everything, like with God, and I had given a man that much authority. And that it's like, and then I'm checking myself, and I'm like, I just checked my phone this many times. Have I checked in with God today?
Yeah.
Like my father, the one that's been with me since the very beginning, never left me. And so I had to check my heart, because I was like, okay, I'm not okay with being alone. Like that was such an eye opener for me, because many people think when you're in the church and you're a Christian,
it's easy. Yeah.
Like we don't go through these seasons of we put things above God.
Yeah.
No, it's you got to pick up your cross daily.
Yeah.
Like, literally. And so it's like, you can be in church, you can be going to youth adult conferences, you can be going to all those things, but it's like, if you're not truly picking up your cross daily and opening up the word of God, you're literally going to lack. And in some place in your life, it's hurting. Like, you may think it's not, because you're like, no, I'm fine, I'm still getting through. But it's like you're running on energy drinks. Like, like, oh, I talked to my friend, she's a Christian, that's enough Jesus for today. Like, that literally is not, like, you're going to literally be on E. Like, beep, beep, beep. So that was a big thing for me. And then also, God spoke to me so clearly that he said, like, first you got to be a bride to him before you can ever be a bride to a man.
That's so good.
And I had to sit back and ask myself, am I bride worthy to the Lord? Like, am I, like it literally says, like, scripture, love your wife, or love your bride. Is it like love your bride like he loves the church?
Yeah, like husbands, love your wives as much as God loves the bride of church.
Yeah, exactly. And so it's like, I'm expecting, or it's like this feeling, I'm expecting all these things, like, from this man. Like, I want him to love me like this.
Yeah.
But before I'm even, like, I think, oh, I need a boyfriend. But it's like, before I'm ready to step in that season, one, I need to be okay with it just being me and the Lord.
Yeah.
And I truly need to be, like, becoming that Proverbs 31 woman, like, keep being pruned to that. But that was for me. Am I even a bride to God first? Because I can't be a bride to anybody else if I'm not a bride to him first. Yeah. And that song by Tiffany Hudson, I'll Be Ready. Like, bro, I was like,
we love you, Tiffany.
Tiffany Hudson, if you're ever seeing this, I love you.
Yeah.
But literally that song, and it was just like,
who will see the Lord?
Exactly.
He's coming for his bride.
Exactly.
When he comes, I'll be ready.
And so I was like, I'm not even bride worthy to God, and I'm sitting here talking about something. So sometimes we think we're ready for some things, and when you are actually spending time with God, it's revealed. It's like, no, you're not. You're not ready for that yet, and that's why. And so now I'm able to sit here through the heart, because yes, y'all, it's hard in this single season. Seeing everybody else, and like, honestly, y'all, I'm so happy for Taya and Brand, because they're my best friends, and I've seen her walk through her, like, waiting season. And so, and let's talk about seeing everybody else walk through something that you want without your heart turning, like, jealousy and envious. And let me tell you, it's so much sweeter when you're actually, like, happy for other people. Because when your turn comes, you're going to want those same people to clap for you. If I'm sitting here, I'm like, first of all, we're best friends. So she would be able to tell, like, dang, what's your problem? Like, you're not happy for me, you know? Like, what, we're supposed to be single at the same time? Like, that's just
we were single for the longest time at the same time. We were. And, like, I can say, like, off of that, like, one, to go back to what you said, like, about relationships, I definitely think that, like, it's like, okay, God, like, it's like whenever, you know, I'm not good with Bible stories, but y'all, I promise y'all, I read my Bible.
Guys.
I do read my Bible, but it's like Abraham and Isaac. It's not the story. God's like, okay, you've been praying for a son, so I'm gonna give you this son. So it's like he gave you what you wanted, okay? He gave you that relationship, and he's like, okay, now sacrifice it back to me. And it's like, oh my gosh, God, like this is so hard. And it's like sometimes God like gives us what we want and then tests us. Like, are you willing to surrender this back to me? And I remember in my relationship, I had to walk through that because it's like, okay, I finally got in the relationship I wanted. I finally have the guy I wanted. Like, oh my gosh, God, you're so good. And then that low key became an idol because it's like, okay, I can't spend 30 days with God. Like, I can't not talk to this person and seek the Lord. Like, what? Like, and so I feel like sometimes God, like, tests us in those moments because, like, without that season, you wouldn't have, without this season, you're steadily learning, like, no, God, like, you need to be my number one priority.
Yeah.
And it's like, I always tell y'all this, like, if you don't see yourself as worthy and worth this high price, then no man will ever see that. And so it's like, if you're seeking a relationship, you need to be 100% secure in who you are to not take nothing less than what, like, God's best for you. Because it's like, no, if you don't know who you are, then you're like, anybody that comes your way, you're like, yep, that's fine.
Oh my God, he called me pretty. Oh my gosh.
That's
like bare minimum.
Literally.
Like, that's the bare minimum.
Literally. And so it's like, if you don't know who you are, then you're just going to take all the bait that comes your way, and it's like you're never gonna be fully content. And so I definitely think that's a season that we all have to walk through. It's like learning that, like, no, God, like, until you're my number one priority, no, God will be, until I'm okay with Jesus plus nothing equals everything, then that will never be enough. And then also what you were saying about like the friendship thing, and I remember like being the friend that, like, I mean, obviously, whenever we became friends, that didn't happen anymore. But I was the girl growing up who all my friends had boyfriends. I didn't have a boyfriend. And so it was so hard to, like, witness, like, people getting asked to prom. You never got asked to prom. People getting asked to homecoming. I never got asked to homecoming. People bringing me flowers. I've never got brought in flowers except by my dad. And so it's like God truly pruned me in that season to be like, okay, like, are you going to be happy for like what I'm blessing them with? Or are you going to be bitter at me because you haven't received that yet? And it's like choosing your heart. Like, what kind of heart are you going to have? Because at the end of the day, if you truly believe that like God created the heaven and earth, and like this one desire, this person he has for you is for you. Like, this is all the tests to get to the promised land, you know?
Yeah. And to so kind of pickle back off of what you had said, the story with Abraham and Isaac. Yeah. Yes, God tested him to see if he still feared God now that you got what you wanted. Yeah. But it literally, because Abraham was faithful, God then had them, like, he offered a different sacrifice. Yeah. So he was able to keep his son. Yeah. And so it's kind of with the same thing. It's like, though, because some people are like, I'm not going to say that, but some people are like, kind of like, oh my gosh, like, God's testing me. He's doing all these horrible things to me. Like, can we just say, like, if God tests you, it's for the good. Yeah. Like, it's for the better. And he has something on the other side waiting for you. And so that's such a good thing, because it's like, yes, you're waiting right now. Yes, you're being tested right now. Yeah. But can you imagine what's on the other side of your obedience?
Literally. That's so good.
And I think it's like what Atea said, like, just go with the heart posture that you want. Like, if you're going into seeing people's relationships saying, oh my gosh, I want that so bad. Like, why can't that be me? Like, I wish I was this person. Like, cool. I mean, that's a cool. They have an awesome relationship. Yeah. But it's like, be happy for them. Like, not saying you have to. I mean, be happy for him. But I was like, at first, like, it's just, so I'm happy for Atea and Brent. At first, I was like, dang, bro, she got a boyfriend. Like, I want a boyfriend. But then it's like, that's my sister. Like, I'm going to be happy for her. Exactly. Like, I'm so happy. Because Atea talked about her wedding season, like, all the time. Like, because that's such a big part of her story, you know? And then when it finally happened to not be a wedding season, it's like, wow, like, I'm so happy for you, you know? And so it's just going into it with and then, like, pure heart and with, like, and like they said, like, sacrifice. Like, I feel like if you want a relationship and God's not giving it to you just yet, then what are you missing? You know, like, what part of your story or your testimony or what part of something are you missing to make this happen? I'm not saying as soon as you sacrifice it, it's going to happen because it's God's timing. But I'm sure you'll feel out more peace with it. Like, like give up sex before marriage. Yeah. Like, I'm not gonna find my boyfriend like that. I haven't had sex before marriage, guys. But I'm just saying, like, I'm not gonna find my husband like that. But if I give it up, then I'm gonna find peace. And then boom, a month later, this awesome person comes along. Yeah. You know, like, it's just funny stuff because God works in funny ways. So you never know how it's gonna work. Yeah. But it's the fact of sacrificing and just, like, looking at other people's relationship and just being like, wow, God, like, you have blessed them for so much. And, like, I just pray, you know, like, stuff like that. Like, it's just simple, like, going into it, pure intentions, pure heart.
Yeah.
And exactly, like, choose your heart. You can either choose to be hard towards that person, or you can either choose to be happy towards that person. You know?
And I'd also say, as far as, like, when you're waiting, honestly, something I've learned, because it's like, you kind of, like, I felt like I was like, well, I would say, the less I realized, the less my eyes were on God, the more I was around everybody else, and then I was keeping track of time. Like, oh my gosh, okay, I'm 22 in 3 months. God, what's going on? Like, when you're fully focused on God, you're not, like, yes, obviously, it's like the obvious, I'm single, but you're not like, Lord, I'm 22 and I'm still single. Like, God, it's summer. Like, where's my, like, it's, no, you're literally just like, you're not, like, a relationship, like, yes, it's a desire, but it's not something that's, like, your whole personality.
Yeah, it's not the
like, you're able to keep living for the Lord. You're able to go hang out with your friends. You're able to go to events. You're able to do everything else that you're supposed to be doing, and it's not a thing. It's not, I can't go hang out with my friends because I'm going to be the odd one out. Like, you're literally the only one out if you point it out.
Yeah,
right.
And that's so good. And, like, I was reading a book, and, like, I guess this would just be, like, my question to, like, y'all and, like, the audience, but it's, like, what have you been willing to sacrifice to that thing you've been praying to God for? Because it's like, yeah, you say you want to get married, but, like, are you willing to go a 3-day fast and, like, sacrifice that desire? Like, are you willing to pray intentionally for the man you're looking for? What are you willing to sacrifice? Because a lot of times it's like we come to God with these things. Okay, God, I give this to you. But, like, what are you willing to do for that? Like, I'm expecting this prayer. I'm expecting this blessing. But, like, have you done any work to get that? Like, it's like God says, God, I want a husband. I don't know who told me this, but he's like, the mailman not just going to be your husband. He's not just going to bring the mailman to your door. So it's like, what are you actively doing to be like, okay, God, like, I give this to you. I'm believing for this, but, like, I'm going to take the steps to do it. Because faith without works is dead. I always tell Shayla this. Like, you can't say you want a husband and you sit at home every weekend. No, girl, go to church. You go to young adults, go to all those things. So it's like, what are you willing to sacrifice for that person you're looking for? Because it's like, you're praying for them. Like, it's like y'all are both pursuing God. Like, this is how it's supposed to be. So at some point or another, like, God is going to have y'all intentionally meet. But it's like, if you're not setting yourself up for that, if you're not preparing for that, then, like, how will it come, you know? And so that's really good.
Okay. I'll say something I'm sacrificing, and I've kind of learned this through Ataya too, because, you know, we're, like, when you're, like, not to say, like, we're those born Christians, but, like, we've been in church our whole life.
Yeah.
So it's like, sure, we've had the, you know, not really reading our Bible as much as possible. But it's like, when you're constantly going through this journey with the Lord, like, I'll say, you kind of, like, start to be like, okay, like, I'm a good woman of God. Like, I want a man that will have this and this and this and this, and he didn't do this and this and this. And it's like, when you get older and you start seeing, like, other people, and, like, you're like, okay, maybe my standards, like, are a little, like,
unrealistic.
It's It's unbiblical.
Yeah.
Because it's like, who am I to hold you to your sin and your past? Like, you're reborn again, so therefore you're a new creation. I'm not, who am I to sit here and be like, no, you did this, I know you did that, you know? And so, for me, it's been to have an open mind. Yeah. And to take my whole perspective, because, yes, you can have, like, your desires, but it's like, I feel like the man I feel like I'm going to get is going to be completely different from God's. Because you don't know what God is going to bless.
Yeah, and I attest to that. Because I was the girl, I'm like, girl, I'm not marrying you. I mean, I'm not girl. I want a man with all these things, guys. If you meet my boyfriend, he's like the opposite of that list. I lied, not opposite. No. He's just different from that list. And so it's like, I feel like God truly is like, okay, this is what you want. This is what I have for you. And it's like, I didn't know, but I needed him to be like this, you know? Like, thank God I didn't end up with the person I thought I needed to, because, y'all, I said I need someone that, like, is calm, like, all these things, and, like, my boyfriend's, like, the exact opposite, and, like, he's not scared to, like, I think my favorite thing about him is like, I've been in so many, like, relationships or situationships, and so many people get, like, so intimidated by me, and, like, they just don't want to tell me anything, and I'm like, no, I want someone that's not scared to correct me.
And he will.
Yeah,
he does.
And he's like, no, Tay, that's not of God. That's not Proverbs 31 of you. And I'm like, God, this is like such a sweet reminder, because if we just have someone that kisses our butt, that tells what we want to hear, we're never going to grow.
And he does it in a gentle way. Like, even if she's being, like, super annoying, he's not like, get out of my... Like, no, he's like, Ataya, I love you, but we're not going to do this.
Yeah, and so it's like, thank you, God, for what I, like, surrender to you. Because at first it's like, we, like, kind of, like, hospitalize ourselves. We're like, we're not going to move unless, like, this exact person show up at our door.
Wow.
And God's like, okay, well, then you'll be waiting because that's not what I have for you.
Yeah.
So I think for me, like, my sacrifice, so say, is like, as funny as this might sound, it's like just talking to boys that I don't need to be talking to, because at that point I'm just wasting my time. Like, I could talk to one dude and I know he's not the person for me, but I'm still gonna sit there and talk to him for over 3 months just to waste my time and apparently his time, you know. And I'm not saying it's the right, but it's something I used to do for a long time. And like, I've been telling them, like, I'm not gonna talk to nobody till I'm 18, nor date nobody till I'm 18. And I'm not saying I'm gonna wait till 8, because if God sends his person, but I'm really trying to stay content in that, because I get so distracted by, like, just, oh my gosh, like, I just want this to work so bad, and then it's like, God, like, I don't know who you are anymore. Like, God, this person was so bad for me, and then God's like, I told you that. I was like, I know. And so it's a funny thing, like, just me personally, like, I just deleted Snapchat, because Snapchat is, in my opinion, like a reformed dating app for teenagers, you know? And as funny as it sounds, I used to make Snapchat a big idol of mine, and it was a struggle. You know, social media in this generation is super evident, and it's not a bad thing if you're on the right side of social media, you know? Because just like Ataya's an influencer, Shayla's an influencer, like, they do like they do like godly stuff. So if you're reaching to that audience, then you're gonna get that, you know. But if you're on the other side of TikTok or the other side of stuff, then you're gonna be into the, like, bad music, drugs, stuff like that. And so, in my opinion, I just think that, like, so it's just like deleting the idols that I have in my life. And so like, dating was a huge idol of mine. That's why I was, like, jealous of Ataya, because I was like, man, God, like, Jesus. And then it's like Snapchat, like, social media, and it's just Snapchat for me. I don't really have a problem with other social media, because it's just like a reform. And Snapchat's such a bad one, because you could delete, like, it's just stuff like that. So so for me, it's just like focusing on what God has, like, my eyes are just focused on you, Lord, right now, because that's all I can handle, and that's all I want right now. Like, God, I pray you send my husband, but I also pray that I am fully content with you, and fully, like, God, my eyes are on you.
Yeah, that's so good. And, like, I know, like, for us, like, I feel like a big pivotal moment in, like, our friendship has been, like, one, walking through, like, I'm not saying this in a nice way, but walking through, like, fake people and, like, fake friendships and, like, things that aren't from God. And so, like, how it's like, because we've had to choose our heart in that season, because there was a time, like, y'all, whenever we would walk through, and, you know, like, when everyone in the room's talking about you, like, that was us. Like, we had to walk through that. And, like, I feel like that's something we walk through together. And most people see it to a point where it's like, they're cliquey. Like, it's like, no, like, I feel like God truly has pruned us going through that, because it's like, Jesus, like, people through things that Jesus, they hated him, and it's like, you don't know how it feels until you're actually in it. And like, to go to church with people or have to see people that just talk bad about you, and you just always be in the topic of conversation, or people, like, questioning your faith, I feel like has been such a pivotal journey in that hard season. So I guess, like, how has that been, and how has, I guess, like, that season we had to go through together shifted us into our relationship with God?
So, guys, and I had a really hard time with this, because I'm more of a, you know, like, I like to get with stuff, but, like, so for me, I just, in my perspective, I think there's something wrong. I'm not saying we don't have our faults, which we most certainly do. But I'm just saying, how can y'all say y'all are Christians, or not, like, y'all love the Lord, if y'all are going to sit there and talk about all of us, and over, like, Ataya's relationship, like, apparently that's a big topic.
And everyone loves my relationship.
And so it's like, how are you going to sit there and talk about their relationship when you have been being fake towards them, and you've been saying all this kind of stuff, and you're to her face saying, oh, I love y'all. Like, no, you don't. So, like, it's like, sorry. So it's like, in my opinion, I just think they have their faults that they need to work on, whether they realize it or not. We know, like, we'll tell each other, like, Ataya, you're being this way. Ashayla, you're being this way. Like, I'm going to tell you, because I don't care. Like, because if you're real friends, you're going to stick to each other. Because it's like, criticism in a healthy way. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not
scared to correct each other.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and be like, "Hey, you're being mean today." Like, but it's like, it's okay, like, because we're friends, and I'm gonna tell you that, you know. And so it's just, so with us, I think our relationship has just become stronger because we know that we're real with each other. You know, like I'm not gonna talk about Tay and Brant unless she's right there, you know, and I'm not going to talk about a Shayla unless she's right there, you know, and so I think that's just the difference between us and, like, everybody, like, the fake people that have come through with us, and they know what they did, and because they felt convicted, but yeah, so, but I think that our relationship has just become stronger through it all, just because we just realize who we are with each other and not with
everyone else.
Whew. So I'll say, man, I remember that season, and that was really dark. Like, that was a dark season.
Yeah.
I remember us all, like, questioning our walk. Like, are we actual believers? Like, are we doing something wrong? And don't get me wrong. I mean, obviously, we're not perfect. And there are things that we were probably being petty about, or things that we could have been a lot more spiritually mature about. But it's really hard to receive that, or it's really hard to think that or think about that when you feel like it's everyone and us.
Yeah.
Like, everyone is like, you're not doing this, you're not doing that, you're not doing that. So for you stay over here and we'll be over here. Yeah. And I think for a moment we felt so divided. We were like, dang, like, I mean, we've been in the church, like, we're good people. Like, we, you know, we show the love of God. Like, if we're going to look at the facts, like, we do show the love of God and stuff. Yeah. And it's like, it was kind of going back to, like, people throwing stones for, off of their own personal, like, that's something that helped me, was this is man coming at me. Yeah. What do you always say? You live for the audience of one.
The audience of one,
So I think when Tay had actually got that revelation and she told us that, I was like, man, you know what? Live for the audience of one. Like, it does not matter what, like, it doesn't matter. Yeah. Because you would think, oh, man, like, maybe there's some grace that's going to be coming towards us. Mm-hmm. But it felt like just fire after fire after fire after fire. And not only that, but that affected me in my walk with God. Because I was like, dang, like, so is everything I just did for nothing? Like, now I'm shown as this. Yeah. Like, maybe I need to take a step back from ministry altogether. Like, maybe I just need to chill, like, be in the background. And obviously, those are lies of the enemy, but it's really hard when it's like church doing that. Yeah. And I love my church, so this ain't hate towards my church. Yeah. But sometimes it's the people inside of it. Yeah. And sure, we can all take accountability. We've all played a part. I'm not saying that. But as far as it affected me personally in that season, I was questioning everything. I was questioning literally all the times I served. I was questioning my walk with God. I'm like, am I a fake Christian? Like, and I felt like it was off of something that was mistakes and things that we had did that we didn't realize. Yeah. It got as, like, thrown at us to our face, and it was almost as if it was like, okay, you're no longer qualified. Yeah. Like, you did this, you messed up. That's so You're not qualified anymore for God's kingdom.
Yeah. And you say about.
Can I also, like, and if I feel like if we would have got grace towards us and they would have, like, something would have been like, hey, guys, y'all did this. It just, that wasn't the case. That's why it was so hurtful for us, because that just wasn't the case. Like, we gave grace to them. Like, grace is given still. And so, but it's just nice if, like, we would have, and I think that's where it came from, because, like, y'all are telling us this and telling everybody else, but y'all didn't come to us because we don't know what we did wrong. Yeah. Like, please tell us.
And I feel like people don't know how, like, I feel like one thing God has taught us is, like, maturity. Like, if you have offense with someone, please address it. Because if you're just sitting around and, like, you're just acting better than everybody else, like I was telling you, like, before you cast a stone, get to know a person. So before you judge someone off a situation, maybe ask them about that situation before making assumptions. Because I feel like the church in general has this problem of, it's like, okay, I heard they did this, they're acting like this, like, it, like, you act so much better than people, and it's like people fail to realize that the sick is for the church is for the sick, not for the healthy. Right. So it's like you're sitting here throwing stones at people, you're sitting here judging us because of a mistake we made, a lack of maturity we had, and it's like you're causing all this offense, all this strife, and now there's animosity, and God's like, yeah, no, because if you meet us, we're like we don't do fakeness. If you don't like me, don't talk to me. Yeah, we'll respect you. But let's not do the hey and highs and you're talking about behind my back. Like, let's just settle it now. And I honestly think that's something God's been pruning us on, because it's been so many times where people, just talk nonstop behind your back, and then they want to come in your face and act like nothing happened. And it's like, okay, I tell you, what is your response going to be? Like, I want to be like, don't get out my face. I don't like you. You're fake. But it's like, no, let me show the love of Jesus, because God, the same grace so graciously show me, help me show this person.
Yeah, right, no, literally, it's like, it's almost in a sense of, we had to learn that no matter what, this is people. This is what's going to happen to you. So we had to learn we're accountable for our response.
Yeah.
Like, it's not what happens. It's our response to the thing that happens to us. And I think that goes along with the being spiritual mature. And I think, and how we got spiritual mature, because it just kept happening. Like, it will happen. Yeah. We're a group, people, whatever. Everyone has their preferences, whatever. But people will always have their own opinion. Yeah. So it's like, it's how you not how you receive it, because people are clear with their message. Yeah. But it's how you respond to it. Yeah. So it's like, if somebody's talking about me and then they come into my face, and I may know exactly, like, ain't this the same? Like, in my head, I'm like, this is the same person. But you know what? Yeah. As a disciple, because when you're a disciple of Christ, you now have this you're now accountable. Like, like, it's not just about how you want to respond. And can we talk about the flesh? Yeah. The flesh be wanting the flesh real bad. But when you're a child of God, you literally have to respond in love. It's almost as if, I've been asking myself this recently, if Jesus is sitting right there, like, would I still respond the same way? Yeah. And it's like, if I would say no, like, it's like, oh, man, like, let me go apologize. Like, even when I'm like, dang, I don't need to apologize. No, let me go apologize, because, like, that would be the right thing. Yeah. And it's like, and I heard this, I think it was with you. I don't remember where we heard this from, but it said, I think it was TD, actually. Shout out to TD. That Jesus still loved the people that I hate. Yeah. That's so good. That was Miss Tiffany. Okay, maybe that's, And I was like, oh, man, like, it's so true. Because it's like, it almost comes to a point of, it's like, you're a Christian. Yeah. You're a believer. And it's like, if you respond like them, if I respond in pettiness, because in the past I did, like, what, y'all playing with my friends? Like, I think it comes to a thing of loyalty for us. Yeah. And people ask all the time, like, how are these three so close? Why? Because through every single mountain, valley, highs, lows, chaos, peace, we've never left each other's sides. And if we did get in arguments, like, nobody knew that we were never, like, and we were never not friends. Yeah. We took whatever we needed to do, but we came back to each other, if that makes sense. And we stayed for each other throughout everything. So it's like, that's why we've been through the hards together. We've been through the good together. And it's not saying that we're this little group. People think we're this little group and nobody else is allowed to come in, because we're protective now. Like, we're protective of our peace. Because we had to come to realize, like, in the past, we've had these friends and it's like, I want to know more about God. Like, I see God, and, like, I want to know. And they'll come to us because they know that they can see Jesus in us. And that's a flex. Praise God. And then it's like, okay, like, let us teach you, like, you know, like, all about God and all that. And it's like, they know now. It's like, you now know. And it's like, you go back to the worldly thing. And then they come back and it's like, it's almost in the sense of, like, dang, like, I got close with you. And now it's like, you treat me like a stranger. Yeah. And so we had to, like, kind of come to a thing of, like, no matter what, that's still a hurting child. Like, that's still a sick person. Yeah. And we're still called to love. Yeah. Like, no matter how our flesh feels, we're still called to love. And so I think throughout those hard seasons that we've been through, and just the hurt and all that, it's been to be spiritually mature and to respond like a child of the Lord. And also to forgive. Like, to forgive them.
To be quick to forgive,
and sometimes people are like, you got to have this meeting with them. Like, yes, if they're close and they're personal, you're like, obviously, yes. Yeah. But if it's somebody, like I just said, an example of, hey, I want to know, and then, like, they leave, it's just forgive them. So, like, when they come back, it's like, oh, hey, girl. Because they're probably thinking, dang, this person probably mad at me. It's like, no, like, hey, like, I'm glad you're back. Like, I'm glad. Because that's our assignment. It's to bring people closer to the Lord. Yeah. So.
That's really good. Well, this podcast episode has been really good, and it's time to wrap up.
This is too fast.
It was literally too fast. So, like, I guess what piece of advice could we give off to leave someone? Let's just do one collectively. So if one of y'all have one, so we can wrap it up. But what piece of advice would you give to that person that's currently walking through that hard season and, like, choosing your heart?
I will say that no matter what in life, no matter what life is going to life. One, get surrounded by people that is only going to speak life to your situation.
Yeah.
Don't be surrounded by people that are negative. Don't be surrounded by people that are going to be like, dang, that sucks.
Yeah.
I promise you there's somebody out there that actually cares about you.
Yeah.
Get in your word, because that's it. Like, I know y'all hear it all the time. I have to hear it sometimes too.
Yeah.
But literally get in your word, because everything that you're going through, there's a scripture for it.
That's so good.
And has that as your foundation. Like, I'm sad. Nehemiah 8:10, the joy of the Lord is my strength. Like, literally, like, lie on that and have that be your foundation. And God, as long as you have God with you, then whatever your heart is one day it's going to be easy.
Yeah.
So it's like, keep God on your side and keep your faith and trust on him. And as long as you're locked in with God, everything else is going to fall into place.
Yeah. Well, that's so good. And I love you guys. We're definitely going to have to do a part 2.
Yes.
Can't believe this episode's already over.
Yes.
But yeah, guys, comment like your best piece of advice, which y'all received, which y'all need to hear more of. And we love you guys, and see y'all on the next episode.
Bye.